Behind me is the rather battered descendant of perhaps the most significant tree in English history. But where is it? Find out in a couple of moments. Today we're helping a couple who first met in the air find their feet in the countryside. We have high hopes with our properties.
Yeah, I could see myself in here, yes, yeah.
That's not a bad start, is it?
And one house gets their spirits soaring.
It's got everything,
more
hasn't
we
it?
can ask for.
Really
Absolutely.
lovely.
Yes. Am I dreaming? Pinch me.
Today I'm in Shropshire at Boscobel House, when in 1651 King Charles II, when fleeing Cromwell's Roundheads after losing the Battle of Worcester, hid from his pursuers in a nearby oak tree. With a £1,000 bounty on the king's head, the soldiers eagerly searched the surrounding woodland, never for a moment suspecting that their quarry was crouching above them, perched on the branches of a tree. Now, so important was this moment in our history, the tree actually became a tourist attraction. And during the 17th and 18th centuries, people would come and visit and take away branches as souvenirs, which sadly led to its demise. Today, this 200-year-old son of the original oak is all that remains. But the memory of the royal oak still lives on, adorning many of our pub signs across the country. The landlocked county of Shropshire sits in the West Midlands region of England and is bordered by Cheshire, Staffordshire and Worcestershire. The striking Shropshire Hills to the south of the county are designated an area of outstanding natural beauty. At its centre is the Longmynd, or Long Mountain, a rising plateau with undulating heather-covered slopes. To the east of the hills, the historic town of Ludlow is a well-known gastro hotspot, home to a host of eateries and cafes serving a variety of locally grown produce. With over 500 listed buildings, Ludlow was described by poet John Betjeman as the loveliest town in England. Away from the hills and pretty market towns, the flat and fertile landscape is shaped by the Severn, the country's longest river. With such a beautiful and varied geography, a wealth of historic architecture and some of the finest homegrown produce the nation has to offer, Shropshire delivers an authentic taste of country living. When it comes to houses, Shropshire really is a heritage hotspot with nearly 7,000 listed buildings. Yet the average price of a detached house here comes in at just under £244,000. That's around £25,000 below the national figure. Pretty good value then when you consider we're surrounded by this beautiful rural countryside. And it's the love of the great outdoors that is at the heart of our buyer's search. Let's make them. Jerry and Mandy live in a 4-bedroom bungalow in the town of Bracknell in Berkshire. Married now for 2 decades, their romance took off some 30,000 feet above the Atlantic Ocean.
We were cabin crew, ended up on the same flight together going to Barbados, which was a 10-day trip with one shuttle and nothing to do. So it was lovely, and we've been together ever since.
Trolley dollies together.
Trolley dollies.
With 2 grown-up daughters leaving the family home for university, they're left with the dog. So Jerry and Mandy feel the time is right to move from Bracknell, where they've lived for 20 years.
It's a good area if you need all the facilities. We're about 50 minutes train journey to London. This has been a lovely area for the children to grow up. Has provided everything we've needed.
Absolutely.
And good schools and things like that. And now it's just time to move on.
But Jerry, who's Bracknell born and bred, has also seen a change.
I've seen it gradually get a lot busier with traffic and places being built up, so the countryside is slowly disappearing.
And both our buyers long for outside space, away from the hustle and bustle. So they've set their sights on one of the most rural and sparsely populated counties in England.
We've looked in the southern part of Shropshire as an area of outstanding natural beauty. It's generally a lovely, unspoilt county.
Jerry and Mandy eventually left the airline and started a gardening business together. But they're now hanging up their gloves for good and plan to run a holiday business from their new property.
I think our background as a cabin crew has also given us good customer service. So we know the kind of thing people would like and expect to receive when you buy a holiday.
When he's not helping to run the holiday business, Jerry will be sprinting around Shropshire, which helps his health.
I suffer from ankylosing spondylitis. It's a chronic form of arthritis, so the best thing is exercise along with medication. I find that running helps me. Not a lot of people can run with this condition, so I'm very fortunate, and it's something I've done for a very long time.
And Mandy, who trained as a designer, hopes to have more time to master her love of art.
I enjoy painting natural subjects, birds and flowers and anything to do with wildlife. There should be a lot of inspiration in the new place we moved to take that up again.
But ultimately, this move is about Jerry and Mandy investing time in each other in the great outdoors.
I think we'll both be a lot more relaxed, I think, just being out in the countryside.
The girls have grown up here. They're off on a new path themselves with a new life at university and their careers building. So really, it's our opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
To do something for ourselves for a change.
Our buyers would like us to concentrate our search in the south of the county, which is where I'm meeting up with them to go over their property wish list. Well, I thought I'd start off by meeting you somewhere where it's exactly where you want to be, in the middle of this beautiful, lush Shropshire countryside.
It's beautiful.
Fantastic.
So what's drawing you here, specifically to Shropshire, then?
Well, I think Shropshire's a bit of a hidden gem, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you can easily miss it, and I'm glad people do, because it's so quiet and peaceful.
At the heart of this big move here to rural Shropshire is the need for a sideline, another enterprise.
Well, we had an idea of a property, possibly with a CL site, a certificate location site for caravans.
Yeah.
Because as our children are younger, we used to go caravanning a lot. It's the sort of thing we could do, because we can keep the grounds looking nice and possibly a holiday let, and that'd be fantastic.
Holiday cottage would be nice.
Yeah.
Now, talk to me about how much space you need.
Well, I think
It's enough to fit at least five caravans.
is your limit.
Oh, right, OK, so we're not looking
It's
at
not
swathes of land.
No.
All right, OK. Now, you're keen gardeners. I take it you want a garden.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely, yes.
Maybe an area around the house would be nice to keep as we like it and put our own style and plants on.
And all we've talked about is the outside space. Not mentioned the house. No. Is that because the outside space is more important?
We do spend most of our time outside, but it's still nice to have somewhere to come back to, somewhere with some character, you know, an older style. We're not into new builds,
Not
are
new
we?
builds, no.
Open fireplace, that would be lovely.
All right. Minimum number of bedrooms.
Well, we've got to have rooms for the girls to come back to, so
about
3 bedrooms minimum.
Do you want to be really rural, like somewhere like this, with not many people around you, or do you want to be
This
close
is super,
to
This
isn't
is
it?
fantastic.
It's
That's really
lovely.
great.
We wouldn't really like to be on the edge of a town as such.
OK, so let's talk about the final budget. What have you settled on?
550,000.
Yeah.
Well, 550, in my opinion, is a good budget, especially here in Shropshire. But you're looking, well, it's not your average house, is it? It's a good-sized house with either a really good-sized garden or potential holiday lets.
Yeah.
I think at the moment here, there's some room for negotiation, so we could perhaps look at stuff a bit above budget as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
fine.
that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
that's good.
Try and make your money work as hard as it possibly
Yes.
can for you.
Looking
Yeah?
forward to it.
Ready to go?
Yeah,
Yep,
brilliant.
ready to go.
Thankfully, it's downhill now.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You probably want to go uphill, don't you? Armed with a budget of £550,000, Jerry and Mandy would like a characterful older property with 3 bedrooms for when their undergraduate daughters come home in the holidays. But our focus should be on the outside space and the income potential of the property. They'd like some land for a caravan business or a separate holiday let, their own private garden and a rural or edge-of-village location. We've arranged house viewings at 3 sumptuous Shropshire properties, but I'll leave the all-important price of each until the end of the tours. Our final offering, the Mystery House, certainly delivers on views, but might challenge our buyers in terms of space. Our first choice is situated in the small Shropshire village of Great Ryton, just south of Shrewsbury. Great Ryton's prettiness and proximity to the county capital is reflected in the house prices, and local agents refer to this area as a property hotspot. The popular village has a highly regarded traditional pub, and nearby Condover has a general store and post office. Both villages are enveloped by beautiful hilly countryside. House number 1, found in the centre of Great Ryton, is a converted barn. You see, you've got a nice stone drive. More of a courtyard.
Right.
That's the main house.
It's got a lot of character. It's very attractive.
Good. Jerry?
Looks interesting, yes.
It was converted some 25 years ago. Parts of this date back at least the 1700s, although some of the locals reckon it might go back even further. Let's talk about what it hasn't got straight away. Acres of garden. Think not caravans, but holiday lets.
Holiday let, yeah.
Let's see how the house stacks up first, and we can start talking about the business after that. Let's go inside.
Thank you.
There may not be acres of garden here for caravans, but there's potential for holiday lets, with an additional barn in need of some development. The main house has been tastefully renovated, and I'm confident gives Jerry and Mandy the character they wanted. You see, you get a nice little reception area. You can start seeing some of the real old character of the barn, can't you? But let's start with the kitchen.
Cosy.
Yeah, it is. It's cosy. Character. I like the wood.
So big enough? I mean, this is your
it's
main
adequate.
kitchen dining area. There
Right.
isn't a separate dining room as yet.
Okay.
That's quite adequate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, for size.
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Got a nice homely feel as well.
Oil-fired range there.
Right.
So through there, you've got a utility.
It's good.
It's good. Yeah, it is good.
It is good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if the living room is even better than
All
good.
right.
Okay.
Could it be a very good? Now, I think, size-wise, this living room should be pretty okay.
This is nice. Yeah, yeah.
And the fire.
The fire.
But that's nice.
I like beams.
They are lovely, yes. And it's not too low.
The previous owners had that bit down there as a formal dining area. You've got room for a decent-sized table.
You have.
Yeah.
Now, you notice a set of stairs there. They go up to a lovely reception room there as well, a second reception room, or study, or maybe something for you to paint.
Yes.
Paint.
Work area?
Yes, a little
A
art
studio?
room.
Good. All right. Let's have a look at the bedrooms, which are back this way. Follow me. The bedrooms are accessed via a galleried staircase in the hallway and are nestled in the eaves of the property. They consist of a single and a small double, both with exposed timbers. There's also a small family bathroom, and finally, the master suite. Righty-ho. Your master bedroom.
It's got that character, hasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the height of the ceiling.
Yes. Good height. Yeah.
Is en suite, as any self-respecting master is these days. Now, views. Look at that.
Yeah.
Stunning, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
myself in here. Yes. Yeah.
That's not a bad start, is it? Let's go and have a look at some of the other accommodation where you might earn a bit of extra money.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
Follow me. With a holiday business in mind, there's a second separate barn across the courtyard, which offers a sitting room, a good-sized bedroom, as well as a shower room and kitchen, but might benefit from some modernisation. However, for a more immediate source of income, there's also an annex adjoining the main house, which has already been done. So, bolted on to the end, we've got a self-contained letting unit.
Excellent.
It's very handy. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very nicely done as well.
Works well, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's only a one-bedder and one double bedroom with a bathroom next door.
Nice space.
Yes,
really,
it
isn't
is. Yeah. I'd come and stay here myself.
Perfect adequate.
You know what? You say that. I think that's the perfect test.
Yes.
I think this is decent.
Yeah.
Yes.
This to me looks like 4-star accommodation.
Yes.
And that's what you need to be aiming for, especially in
Yeah.
this part of the world.
Yes.
This is a good example of what the other apartment needs to get up to. That needs doing up. And it does have planning consent to muck around with it as well.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
Good.
So, 2 letting units. You're starting to get a bit of income now, aren't
Yes.
you?
That's right.
That's
Yes.
better.
That's what we need.
Yes, that is. Yeah.
I don't think Mandy and Jerry would need a caravanning business with 2 holiday lets providing a steady income stream. But they also crave outdoor space, and here the walled courtyard garden, although pretty and secluded, is a case of what you see is what you get. And let's talk about this garden. This is all you're getting garden-wise.
It's got potential.
Has it? I mean,
You could expand on the space that you've got. It's probably a planting project more than
Okay.
anything.
how much, though, do you think this place is on the market for?
I think about 599.
OK. What do you think, Jerry?
I think 585, possibly.
Good guess, you're close, you two. This place is on the market for offers around £595,000.
Right.
It's been on the market for a few months now, and the owner is looking down the barrel of this being for sale through the winter months. So when I say asking price, that's exactly what it is. That's something to bear in mind.
Yes.
Right.
I'd like you to have a look around this house.
Yes, please.
Definitely want to have a look in there.
Thank you.
See what you could do with it. And I'll meet you whenever you finish. How's that?
Thank
Thanks
you very
very
much.
much. Very good.
Lovely.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
See you in a mo. Our first property, a barn conversion, is over budget by £45,000, but it's worth Jerry and Mandy negotiating with the owner. It gives them a potential income stream in the form of one completed adjoining annex and a separate barn with planning permission in place for an upgrade. The main barn is full of character and has the 3 bedrooms they wanted, and the attractive walled garden is low maintenance.
Nice big space.
It is, yes. It's not too bad a state to decorate either, so...
No, it wouldn't take much at all, would
No.
it? It's a lovely looking property and it has a lovely warm feeling inside. Just perhaps the outside space is not quite what we're looking for. There's no view, which we were hoping, and that kind of feeling of being able to breathe when you're outside, not quite in the countryside enough.
The property is fantastic. No problems with that at all. It's just the location of it, I feel. You're very near to properties like the farm next door to us.
So you've had a good look around,
Yeah.
inside and out.
Inside and out?
Yes.
A little bit of work to be done next door, but it could be a good holiday, couldn't it?
Could
Yes.
certainly be, yes.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, good first household, that, wasn't it?
Very good.
Very good.
Thank you very much for showing us that.
My pleasure. Let's keep going.
Thank you.
Set within the quiet Shropshire countryside is one of the country's most important military air bases, RAF Kosford. A centre for training, the airfield is also home to a museum with a world-class collection of aircraft, including transport carrier the Hercules and reconnaissance plane the Nimrod. The Royal Air Force is close to the hearts of both our buyers. Mandy's father was in the RAF, and Jerry, before his cabin crew job, served as a tornado engineer. So we're sending them on a flight of nostalgia to the RAF Museum, where they're meeting curator Al McLean.
So when did the museum actually open?
The museum here opened in 1979, although the idea for an RAF museum goes back to the First World War. There was a collection of training aircraft that had accumulated at various stations around the Air Force. Very strange, unusual aircraft, and it was from that nucleus that the museum collection started.
And my father was a boy entrant back in the 50s, joined when he was 15, and he was here at Kosford.
In the training school,
Yes,
actually at
he was,
Kosford?
yes.
My word, it comes round, doesn't
Does.
it?
How do you get the aircraft here?
The Hercules actually flew in, but the majority of them come by road.
For the bigger ones, like the Nimrod, getting it through the lanes on the back of a low loader was quite an exciting experience.
The chap rolled out of the pub as it came down the high street, looked at it and said, "Well, this is better than Carnival."
As well as exhibiting around 70 examples from aviation history, the museum also has an active conservation workshop where rescued aircraft are preserved and prepared for display. Current projects include the World War II British bomber, the Handley Page Hampden. But the most exciting is the German Luftwaffe's Dornier bomber, salvaged from a watery grave and the only surviving example of its kind.
Been through some damage there, I think, at some point, isn't it?
Ah, well, yes, this one was actually shot down in the Battle of Britain. It was actually on the Goodwin Sands off Ramsgate in Kent, under the water in the Channel for about the last 74 years.
Amazing.
Did the aircraft hold together when you lifted it?
Astonishingly, yes, it did.
The propellers dropped off, but
Right.
apart from that, we've got both engines, and amazingly, some of the fuel lines still held pressure. There was fuel in them.
Nicknamed the Flying Pencil because of its narrow fuselage, the Dornier's bombs devastated large parts of London and Coventry in the early stages of the Battle of Britain. After it was raised from the seabed, conservators set about stabilising the fragile fuselage and preventing further corrosion by spraying it with a citric acid solution. The conservation work relies strongly on the help from trained volunteers. Keen to lend their support, Jerry and Mandy are going to work on some of the smaller components from the aircraft, part of a bomb release mechanism and an old fire extinguisher, but need to protect their clothes from the rust. They're being guided by volunteer George Hewson, who's showing them how to remove the sea deposits from the metal.
You can use the hammer over there as well. Now the idea is just to tap onto it so it flakes off.
Yeah. So I guess it's going to take many years to get to the end of all the pieces.
Well, I hope not. You know, we're all retired and getting on a bit.
Do you think you'll see the end
We're
of the
hoping
process?
early next year that there'll be
Really?
enough to exhibit to the public.
It's meticulous, painstaking work. But soon this rare German bomber, salvaged from the sea off Kent and conserved in Shropshire, will join other aviation giants on display in the RAF Museum. For our second offering, we're heading southeast to the hamlet of Neenton. Protected as a conservation area, the centre contains many historic buildings, including the Victorian Church of All Saints. There's a strong sense of community in Neenton, and recently the locals got together to buy and refurbish the old pub, which closed in 2006 and is due to start serving pints again later this year. Our second house is situated on a quiet country lane, a short walk from the centre of the hamlet. We've gone from a converted barn to the farm building itself, the farmhouse, if you like.
Lovely.
Built in 1763.
Fantastic, yeah. A lot of character.
Now, as regards to earning some extra income, look to the left of the farmhouse. That's an annex. Believe it or not, that was built around the 1960s.
What was that?
But with that weatherboarding, I think it fits in really well, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Let's go inside.
Thank
Lovely.
Built during the reign of King George III, this wonderful 18th century farmhouse has a wealth of character features throughout and plenty of business options. We've got a formal dining room through there. We've got some lovely details. But I wanted to stop here because I think this is a real warm, cosy feeling family room.
Yes,
Yeah, this
definitely.
is lovely.
Very nice.
Yeah, super fireplace.
Yes. It just feels more cosy, doesn't it? But just feel like you can just lounge out here and be quite happy, can't
Yeah.
you? I mean,
But nice high up beams.
yes.
Yeah, taller ceilings. Funny enough, you'll see the ceilings are quite tall, yet the doorways are quite short.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
So there's still opportunity for head injuries. Yeah. These are good first reactions, and I think I'm going to get
Thank you.
even better from you guys in the kitchen. So let's have a
Wonderful.
look. So a very good sized kitchen for you.
Ah, yes.
Ah, this is nice.
That's the old bread oven there.
Yeah.
Solid fuel range. Just through the door you've got a utility, and then there's another dining area or breakfast room there looking out of the back, which is really nice.
Yes.
Super.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
Let's just pop our heads into another room down here, which I think you might like. Now, Mandy, surely this is just ready for you, isn't it?
Yes. Absolutely.
Very good.
So much light.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, we've got a ready-made studio for you here. Fortunately, that means you will have to take up painting. There's nowhere to hide.
That's it. Sorted.
Let's go and have a look at the bedrooms. I think you'll be equally impressed. Let me just squeeze through here.
Thank you.
Good reactions to the ground floor tour. Upstairs, there are 4 bedrooms spread over 2 floors. 3 of those bedrooms are accessed via a main landing and include a first floor room next to a family bathroom. And then in the second floor attic space, 2 double bedrooms. Somewhere for the girls to stay when they come home for the holidays. But the master is accessed from a separate stone staircase in the kitchen and is adjacent to another bathroom which serves as its ensuite. Now, the master bedroom, they've kept the timbers exposed, and I'm glad they have.
Excellent.
It's a good size.
Isn't it?
I love these floors. Very nice.
Yes. A big surprise.
It is, yeah.
But also a big difference in your reactions to this place, the
Yes.
first house.
Yeah.
I think it's because you've seen some garden.
Yes.
Yes.
On the way in,
Yeah.
it's put you in a good mood.
Yes.
Let's go outside and show you what you've got here, because the outside space, by the sounds of it, is just as important, if not more important.
Yes, it
Let me
is.
just
Great,
squeeze through
thank
here. But also important is the holiday let business, and this property comes with not 1, but 2 annexes. The first is this weatherboarded 1960s extension, which has a downstairs living room, a fully functional kitchen and adjoining garden room, as well as a bedroom and bathroom upstairs. It lets out for up to £600 a week at peak season. But separate to the main house, there's also a 1-storey barn, which comprises a large lounge, a double bedroom, a kitchen, and a wonderful games room. This isn't a holiday let at the moment, but approval has already been granted. And then the outside space. The plot amounts to around 4.5 acres and includes a large mature garden and 2 paddocks. Plenty of space if Jerry and Mandy wanted to apply for caravanning rights.
It's got everything,
More than
hasn't
we can
it?
ask for.
Really
Absolutely.
lovely.
Yes. Am I dreaming? Pinch me.
Come on then, guess the price.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
I
dear.
think it's
Go on, you go.
got to be over our budget. Do you want to go first this time?
Okay. Yeah, I also think it'd be over our budget, so I'll go. It's got to be 650.
I think so.
I think about 650.
I was going to say 625.
This place, with the 4.5 acres of land, is on the market for offers over £580,000.
Ooh,
Goodness.
I beat you.
Well, yes, you did. Again, once again. Well done. Right.
Which I know sends you over budget, but
Yeah.
I defend this tactic in the fact that you've got
Yes.
not 1, but 2 annexes. Could you justify the extra price with added income?
I think you
Yeah,
could in this
I
case,
think you
couldn't
could,
you? Because
yeah.
the house is so lovely, and you don't need to do anything inside there at all.
Go and have a look around the house, and I will meet up with you whenever you're ready.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Thank you so much.
All right, see you in a bit.
Fantastic.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Creeping over budget by £30,000, this 18th century farmhouse gives Jerry and Mandy pretty much everything they asked for. Completely refurbished by the current owners, there are 4 bedrooms in the main house, and it comes with 2 annexes, one of which is already an up-and-running holiday let. The land is plentiful and could suit a caravanning business subject to planning consent.
Great, yes.
Everything here.
Yeah,
All
lovely.
wants and
Just what you
cons.
need for a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ambience of the place seemed lovely. Got the farmhouse feel about it, but you felt you're out in the open a lot more space around you. I've never seen a place that's been so nicely done out inside, quite honestly. I really am very impressed with all the rooms and over the moon about it, really.
I think this is a really lovely property. It's our sort of character. It's got the business we need, it's got the land we need, it's got the rooms for the girls to come home to, nice kitchen for me and a studio as well. So really, it's got everything that we've been looking for.
There's a lot of property to see there, isn't there?
There is.
Oh, yes.
You see it all?
Yes.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Fantastic.
Who won the snooker? You were long enough. OK, that's all we've seen today. Let me take you back.
Thank you.
It's day 2 of our property search, and with a budget of £550,000, we're helping Jerry and Mandy from Bracknell in Berkshire find a new rural life in Shropshire. Coming up, is there enough on the table at the Mystery House?
We're used to cooking a full Christmas dinner in a caravan.
Yeah.
Put like that, I feel you've got too much space here. And for last orders, I found out what's brewing as I help bring home the harvest.
One of those will make a pint of beer. So you can see, just in our hands,
I've got a couple of great nights out, man, haven't I?
we've got a few pints of beer.
Well, right from the very outset, Mandy and Jerry said this outside space was most important to them, and looking around, it's not hard to see why. And for today's mystery property, I think it gives them a real opportunity to breathe in this beautiful Shropshire countryside. On top of that, the enterprise element, I think, is probably the best they'll have seen so far. But in order to get hold of this dream proposition, if you like, guess what? There's a compromise. Let's face it, it is the Mystery House. For our final house, we're heading towards the border with Wales to the hamlet of Clunton. Nestled in the Shropshire Hills, an area of outstanding natural beauty, the closest small town for amenities is Clun, described as one of the quietest places under the sun in the collection of poems A Shropshire Lad by A.E. Houseman. Taking its name from the river on whose banks it stands, the town is connected by a 15th century stone packhorse bridge and overlooked by an imposing, if ruinous, Norman castle. Our mystery house is a 10-minute drive away from Clun, situated higher up in the Shropshire Hills in a secluded spot surrounded by farmland. Our mystery house certainly delivers on views, but as for actual space, both inside and out, Jerry and Mandy will need to give some ground. Do you remember you said you'd want to move up here to sort of breathe in the Shropshire countryside?
Yes.
Well, this is where you do it.
Absolutely stunning.
Gosh, yes.
Absolutely
You can
gorgeous.
certainly breathe here.
You can.
That's beautiful.
This is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is really perfect.
These are some of the nicest views I've seen from the house, I must say.
Yes, yeah.
Now, if you're going to paint,
Yes.
paint that.
Oh, so much choice, isn't there?
And you could have your own slice of this panorama if you bought that house. Dating back to the 1700s.
Looks sweet.
Sweet.
Yes.
Very neat, yeah.
Yeah.
It's different to what we've seen before.
Yes.
And I think this is perfect for you two.
It does look it.
It does, yes,
I want to
yes.
see inside.
Well, OK, I'll show you then.
Thank you.
The stone farmhouse is packed with character, but our buyers will have to think laterally about the layout inside. Now, being the mystery house, you know there's going to be a compromise.
Yes.
Let me introduce you to the compromise. Squeeze in.
All right. It is a lot smaller, isn't it?
Cosy.
Could you live with something of this size? Be honest, come on.
There's only two of us.
I think there's only two of
Yeah.
us, yeah. I'm used to cooking a full Christmas dinner in a caravan.
Yeah.
Put like that, I feel you've got too much space here. There is an idea that I had when walking around here. I'll talk you through now if you like. Okay?
Yeah, thank
Let
you.
me just squeeze through. Thank you very much. Now, coming back past the front door, you've got a ground floor loo and shower. Okay. Now, at the moment, this is just dining space or another reception room. If in time you did think the kitchen was a bit small and you didn't want to build on, you could put a kitchen in here.
Could.
Yeah, it's feasible. Yes.
That's quite a good
Yeah.
space then,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yes.
And then that kitchen we've just been in would become a really handy utility.
Utility,
Yes, it would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, reception room, I think you'll leave it as is. It's rather nice. Follow me.
Okay.
Right.
Righty-ho. Much bigger, isn't it?
It is.
It is, yes.
Yes.
Nice surprise.
Yes, it is. And the fireplace is gorgeous, isn't it? Yes.
You're not going to get a studio like we had before, but again, look at every
Yeah.
room.
Every
You've got-
window.
You've got
Yes.
views.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely.
Could you see yourself spending cold winters in this room?
Oh, definitely,
Yeah, I
yes.
think
Wouldn't
we-
be cold
No.
with fire going, would they?
No. Upstairs, Jerry and Mandy get the 3 bedrooms they wanted, but not in a conventional arrangement. Off a large central landing space is one smaller bedroom, but the second bedroom, a double, leads on to the master. Now, as you can see, you walk through the second bedroom. Now, you've got an ensuite there to the master.
Nice.
Ah, that's a good size. That's unexpected, actually.
lovely.
Yes, I thought it'd be really tiny.
Yeah, I like the windows being low down as well. It's nice looking out.
Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, if you like. 3-bedroom house. The second bedroom you walk through to get here. You
Yeah.
can go out that door, but
Yeah.
not so nice in the winter.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Oh, I mean, for the amount of time that there would be more than us in the house, then I think that's livable, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
So Jerry and Mandy are not averse to the upstairs bedroom arrangement. And as they say, their daughters are only home in the holidays. The income potential is nicely positioned away from the main house. It's an up-and-running holiday let with a galleried bedroom and open-plan living area. Completely self-contained, completely finished.
That's very, very nice.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Very tastefully done.
People love this place. You know, you read the visitor book and people have come here year on year on year on year, which means, from a business point of view, you've got repeat trade.
Yeah.
Yes.
The owner charges around £85 per night.
Really.
Right.
That's good.
Tis-
Very good.
Yeah.
You project in a straight line, the owner reckons you should be able to get around £15,000 a year into this place. With the holiday let cash cow set out to graze, Jerry and Mandy will be able to concentrate on their garden. In terms of space, there's less here than at our second house, only 1/3 of an acre, but the views make it feel much larger, stretching for 20 miles in some directions. How would you landscape this garden then? What would you do with it?
It's already lovely, isn't
It is. Yeah.
It's a super position,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So how much do you think it is?
That is the difficult one. I will go very close to the first one, I think, at 599.
OK. Jerry?
It's a tough one. I'll guess close to you. 585.
That's almost piggybacking.
Yes.
I like it. This mystery house is on the market for offers around £499,500.
Goodness.
Oh,
Now, according to the owner, she was advised to put it on at 550, but she thought,
Right.
no, we're keen to sell, which is a good idea. Let's keep it below that £500,000
Yes.
stamp duty threshold,
Yeah,
which is important to you.
that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
think about how it works for you. Walk the grounds, do whatever you want.
Yep. Yep.
Enjoy the weather, but most of all, enjoy the views.
We will.
Thank you so much.
Catch you in a mo.
Marvellous.
See you in a bit.
Thank you.
Below budget by £50,000, our mystery property is a 300-year-old stone farmhouse with a separate up-and-running holiday let. Although the kitchen in the main house is small, there are the 3 bedrooms Jerry and Mandy wanted. In terms of outside space, there's 1/3 of an acre of garden, but that's more than made up for by the stunning panoramic views of the Shropshire countryside.
Definitely got the room to breathe here. You can just feel that countryside around you. It's just what we'd wanted. The house is smaller than I thought it might be, but it's workable. I know we wanted some land, but with all this around you, you don't really need the land. But it has the character, it has the business, and it has the views.
The price was very generous, I thought, and it took me by surprise. And that's really made me think about this property completely. I love it. Honestly, you can't ask for more.
I suppose you could tell me what all these plants are, couldn't you? But I don't think we've got time. What do you think of this amazing house?
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? So much character, and it's so nicely done.
Yep, fabulous.
Well, you were waxing lyrical
I
about
know.
property number 2 yesterday,
Yep.
so let's find you somewhere to have a bit of a chinwag and we'll catch up later on. Okay?
Thank you.
Let's go.
Thank you.
The valleys of Shropshire are home to one of the key ingredients of the great British beverage, beer. The hop is more traditionally associated with the county of Kent, but today the hop yards of the West Midlands produce more than half of the crop grown in the UK. The hop's flour contains an essential oil which is very bitter in flavour, and when added to beer, helps to balance out the sweet flavour of the malt. It's harvest time at one of the key hop-growing farms in the area. I've come to meet local farmer Mark Andrews.
How are you? I'm good, thanks. You're really good.
Beautiful. How long have you been growing hops here on this farm?
Well, my grandparents moved here in the early 30s.
Yeah.
But we know there's actually been hops grown on this farm for at least 250 years.
So now we're here at harvest time. I can see all the tractors going back and forth. Talk me through what they're doing.
So at the moment, they're cutting the bines and they're being pulled off the wire and into the trailer at the back.
Right.
There's a chap at the back picking up the bits that fall on the floor. And then there's another chap, because pieces get left on the wire, and he's cutting those down.
No hop gets left behind.
Well,
you want to make most of everything here.
We've got to get them all.
Well, let's give them a hand then, shall we?
Yeah.
It takes 3 years for a hop plant to reach full production, when it's then harvested during a 10-day window in the autumn. They're pretty adaptable plants, but tend to fare better in soils which are clayey and silty and retain water. These hop bines are around 5 metres tall.
Well, the saying goes, they need a depth of soil that you can bury an elephant in.
Right, OK. Have you ever worked out how much that's worth or its relevance within the end product?
One of those will make a pint of beer. So you can see, just in our hands...
I've got a couple of great nice out of my hand, haven't I?
We've got a few pints of beer.
There are many different named varieties of hops, each producing its own distinctive flavour. From the minty and floral aroma of the venerable Fuggle to the hop being harvested here, the citrusy classic Cascade. Once harvested, the hop's flowers are cut from the bines and taken to the oast house, where they're laid out in a kiln and dried at 60 degrees Celsius. What are we looking at here? What is essentially used to get this beer?
So we're looking at a hop cone. So if you open up the cone, you can see that yellow substance there. That's the little glands of oil.
Yeah.
If you rub it, it's quite sticky.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And that's the part that gives the flavour to the beer. They start off at 80% moisture, and we're trying to get them down to 10%.
Once dried, they're baled and then either sold to local breweries or exported internationally. In the brewing process, hops are boiled with a sugary liquid produced from malt called wort before the yeast is added. I've come to one of the Shropshire breweries to sample an ale produced from the locally grown Cascade hop. I'm meeting brewer Gary Walters. It's certainly been very interesting learning about the process, but surely the most important thing about this education is the taste.
Yes.
So I think we should at least taste it, shouldn't we?
Yep. Cheers.
It initially tastes creamy, as you expect from a bitter,
Yeah.
but towards the end you almost get a different finish. It tastes citrusy.
Yeah, you get that lovely sweet malt
Yeah.
taste to start, and again you get the smoothness of the malt. Then you get that nice hop bitter kick,
Yes.
which is from the local hops.
It's great to see Shropshire's doing so well, and I've certainly enjoyed seeing both ends of the spectrum. I would normally leave now, but I've never left a pint at the bar. So let's just have a bit, 5 minutes, shall we? Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, property 2 yesterday may have got Jerry and Mandy cooing, but I think it's the mystery house, or rather its views, that's really stolen their hearts. Time to catch up with them both and find out what their plans are. Well, I've got a fair idea that your favourite property is the mystery house. But how much do you both like it?
I think we like
We
it
like
a
it a
lot,
lot.
don't we?
We do, yes.
What, if anything, has changed since you started looking over these past couple of days?
The land was always not necessarily a priority, but it was something we wanted. But seeing the last property, we could maybe forfeit that for that beautiful view.
Yeah, the holiday let was marvellous
It was.
to make a good income.
You loved the second property yesterday afternoon, didn't you? There's lots of it.
Yes, we did.
The second property was lovely, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, the interior was fantastic. The holiday lets were great,
But
wonderful.
I think the mystery house just had that, as we said, that breathing,
Yeah.
that space around it. Yeah,
The views you couldn't buy.
No.
Views you can't buy, although you can. If you buy.
can, yeah.
So when are you going back?
This weekend.
Very soon.
Whoa, excellent news.
Have a look at the surrounding areas to see if there are walks and trails and things.
Well, whatever you do, when you go back to this property and have another look, please let us know what you decide, won't you?
Definitely.
Certainly
Yes, we will do.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I must say, it makes a refreshing change for our buyers to go for the smallest of all 3 houses that we've showed them. But when you think about it, the mystery property gave Jerry and Mandy exactly the right size accommodation for their needs. They are downsizing, after all. And sure, there was a bit of a compromise to be made as regards to the size of the kitchen, but it also had the one thing that was integral to their entire relocation, a house in a beautiful rural location. So it's no surprise, then, they're going back there for a second viewing, and I wish them both the very best of luck. And to quote Jerry, what price do you put on a house with amazing views like that? Well, just under £500,000, actually. See you next time. Jerry and Mandy returned to our mystery house for a second viewing, and I'm glad to say they still love it and intend to make an offer just as soon as they've exchanged contracts on their Bracknell home. We're keeping our fingers crossed. If you'd like to escape to the country in either England, Wales, Northern Ireland or Scotland and would like our help, then please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.